But then we have soccer
which,
and YMCA.
and, I'm not sure how you guys wanna work the little Rams because.
Football we do in the fall.
Okay,
We waited till last fall when we did that one.
okay.
Okay, but is that it then, besides the adult clubs?
The
I-
volleyball club,
I have volleyball and adult softball
correct,
with Liz
Adult
Boston.
softball, yeah.
Okay, so that's it. We haven't
Yeah.
missed anybody. I just wanted to make sure. Okay, so for YMCA, do you know what they're using the fields for this year? I know things have changed a little bit because
and I'm not quite sure, I've been messaging back and forth with,
Alexis?
with Greg Chase, and they said they took over some of the small,
Yes,
he calls them the smalls,
right.
but I haven't heard anything from the YMCA, and they would have contacted me by now. So
Okay,
I'm assuming,
and then soccer, they just use their own field by theirs.
Yeah.
So we might not have to do, then I'll check with Diana then. I'll check on that one.
oh yeah, they, for YMCA,
Yeah,
they don't use any of our fields.
they don't anymore.
For
Because they used
soccer,
to pay us, so,
for soccer, they don't.
not for soccer, but they used to just do it for football and baseball or softball or t-ball or
I'm
something.
gonna have to check on those.
So I have to,
The T-ball and the coach pitch used to be done by the YMCA.
and you don't think they're doing it at all now?
Well, I haven't heard anything about T-ball, and, coach pitch, I don't think there is coach pitch anymore. I think they're teaching the kids how to throw,
Okay,
so
well, I'll check it. I'll be there in a minute. So I'll check on that
That might
one.
definitely been taken over by the baseball club.
That's what I think.
There's a lot
That's
of
what I
little
think.
kids doing baseball club.
yeah.
So soccer, who do you work with at the soccer?
Lori McGoldrick,
Have you reached out to her to see if they've got numbers yet for us?
I can.
Okay, would you do that?
Yep.
Okay, so Ron will get numbers. Now, council, I know last year that was discussed, and I know for that again this year? Okay, so,
Wasn't that what we agreed on in the user agreement form for this year too?
I think so.
I believe it was.
so then if you get a hold of soccer for numbers, let them know then that next year they need to plan for $10, because that
Okay.
rate will be, if council wants to do that. You want to do that still? Okay, and then,
And one other thing I want to mention, since,
Yeah.
we're talking about the soccer club, when I've been doing the bank reconciliation every month, they haven't deposited that one check we wrote them for the shed. It's been
Oh.
over a year. I bothered them many times.
Well, I think they had
I
a
think they
treasurer change.
Yeah, so I'm just letting you know, that they might come back and ask you all to reissue the
I was gonna
check.
say, because year's the deadline on the check, isn't it?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's probably.
have they lost it? Is
I
that
think
what they're
they've
Well, I
saying?
think they had a change in treasurer too. So I think there was some,
Okay.
they might just be cleaning things up, I guess. I
Well,
don't
you're
know.
gonna be talking to her, ask her if they found the check.
Okay.
Please, and then we'll
It
go
was
forward.
for the,
Shed.
A shed, that they, yeah,
I believe it was
ARPA
eight,
funds.
I believe it was eight, I don't remember how much, was it 8,000?
Okay, hopefully they'll find it.
8,000, 6 to 8,000
Okay.
in my head.
Ish.
Yeah.
Then last year, adult volleyball was $75 per team. Council's still good with keeping that the same and then just getting their updated dates.
and if I'm not mistaken, I do believe she told me there's 11 teams this year.
You've got 11 teams.
Yes, now that's not our number. We
Did
were
she
just
call
kind of
you or
BSing.
text you or email?
Yeah,
How did she reach?
She's given us all the dates and you and she and you have both signed that.
I have
agreement
signed
is-
something on that one.
That agreement is done for this.
For this year?
season, For this summer, yeah.
Okay,
So that one's all
well,
set.
never mind then. That one I don't have to worry. That's the form she gave me, so I was not remembering that. I just signed things away. Okay, what about adults, softball?
That one doesn't start until what?
They gave us,
That's,
Liz said their dates are gonna start June 7 and stop on August 23rd with the tournament on August 29th through 30th, which we'll have to relay that to the baseball people.
yep, now is Liz still
It's from Liz,
Boston?
yes, and all the times are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. as of right now. And so, and last year, what'd they pay? $350 or? I don't remember now. Do we remember what they paid?
I
You don't know? Do you want to charge the same amount once we find out what that was? You're good with that? Keeping it the same, or do you think we need to?
I didn't know, I honestly, I didn't know what you guys charged. I didn't know if you did player per player or,
I'd have to look at the agreement again, I don't remember.
Yeah.
I can pull it up.
Let's see, I don't even know if I have that one. Let me see if I have.
I don't know, I guess I don't know if I have the most current copy of the user agreement, so.
Might be under beer league.
Yeah, see, I didn't get, I don't think Justice found all the forms apparently, because I got some old ones and some.
This one said the city between this was for 25. Is it $300 for the season? Does that
Was it
sound right? Just a
300?
flat fee?
Maybe,
This one's right.
It looks like between the city of Glenwood and the Glenwood Co-ed softball league, right, for the fields. In partial consideration of use and access to the city, the club shall pay the city $300 for the season.
300, okay. You good with
But
that
I don't know
still?
if that's the most current copy either. I'm just pulling up what I had last in my email, so.
Well, we can confirm tomorrow the amount they paid last year. And then if you want us to keep it the same amount, if it's 300 or 350 then?
well, you guys just, you do what you want, but just take into consideration, we are putting a lot more man hours and a lot more work into the complexes and the ball fields, so I mean, we're spending more money than we normally do, or have in the past, so
Just for the
keep that in
adult, the
mind.
adult league, yeah.
For the adult
The
league.
youth league is paying more, so I don't know why the adult league.
I mean,
should
they only use it on Sundays
Mhm.
and
Right.
then one tournament, so.
5 hours,
yeah, I was just
5 hours a
trying to
week.
give you guys information.
Do you guys go drag fields and everything Sunday morning for them, or you do?
Saturday and Sundays, yeah.
Well, but
What do you think?
cost of fuel, man hours, everything's up,
What do you think? 325?
350.
350.
350?
I'd say 350 a piece.
Yeah.
Okay,
That's a good idea.
okay.
Howdy, lady.
I will send an email to Liz and let her know that, and then I'll copy you on that email.
Please do.
So then you can let the baseball club know these are the dates that it won't be available for practice and such.
And you said June 7th, correct?
June 7 and stopping August 23rd, and then that next week in the 29th and 30th will be their weekend tournament. Hello there. Hi. Okay.
No. ASAP, so they don't plan anything.
Well, they never used to in the past play on Sundays, but
But now I see them there all
I
the
see 'em
time
there
now.
on
I do,
Sundays.
Oh,
after
you
church,
do?
I'll drive by and I'll see them. Yeah, they're there. Okay,
So we said 350, right? Sorry.
350, yes. Okay, now, Ron, can you update us on, looking at the last couple months of minutes? Michelle from the Kiwanis gave us an update, and then you an update, construction to begin mid-May. Is that still set for mid-May?
yeah, I tore out, she wanted me to tear out that swing set.
Okay, so
and
that's
take-
done.
That's done, and I tore out that bush that she wanted me to tear out, so we got all that done.
Okay,
I was just talking to Jamie, she hasn't contacted Jamie about putting the barricades up yet,
no bear, okay,
so it's, can still be played on as of now,
Okay.
but I'm assuming it's gonna be quick.
okay.
I know she has put out all the notes on doors up there.
What about no parking?
That,
Do you have the signs for her that she needs? She said that she requested no parking or highly park, only parking signs. Do we have?
I guess.
that's for when it gets.
Is that for down the road?
concrete,
That's
yeah.
not for during the,
No,
you know,
Correct,
whenever.
because once the barricades come up,
Nobody's gonna be allowed in
able to
there
park
anyway.
anyways.
Okay. Okay. Okay, and then you guys are doing something at Glenwood Lake as far as curfew, are you changing hours or something?
I believe they are, it was still a discussion on times, but I do think they made a decision on, I believe it was 11 o'clock, they wanna keep it, be able to, like, have people there still. So,
Okay,
So I think technically that would be a recommendation, and then you guys would have to change. the
Correct,
ordinance.
that's,
it would be an ordinance
You
change?
get to change the ordinance.
Okay.
for parks.
Okay. so-
What is it right now? 10?
our signs say 10 o'clock, but
That rings a bell from when we were looking at the ordinance.
that was mainly just, if there's a problem there, after that, then Eric has a recourse to do something about it, so.
Makes sense.
But like we said, there's things that go on at the amphitheater that's past 10 o'clock and stuff like that.
Right,
So it's,
right.
it's kind of play it by ear kind of a thing.
Well, and then they had something about any time after 1/2 hour after sunset until 1/2 hour before sunrise. Was that discussed that you remember?
It was, but I don't believe that,
They decided not
Yeah.
to do that. Okay.
and just for the fact that in the fall, it gets dark at,
Okay.
5:30, so
Mhm.
you can't kick people out at 5:30.
And then, Mike, apparently you were there. So you talked about chapter 47 park regulations. Is that something you need to maybe have Teresa print off that ordinance for you, and maybe you and Ron could meet? We could be there with.
Yeah, I remember.
I don't remember.
It's
remember that.
recommended to the park board to review the chapter
Oh,
47
it was
park.
about, Michelle wanted Hiley Park to have the same hours as
Okay.
Oh.
the main park.
Because, that's right.
And chapter 47 specifically says the Glenwood Lake Park.
Yeah,
Okay,
instead of Glenwood Parks.
okay.
Correct. We wanted it changed to just the Glenwood Park.
Okay, so we probably need to pull that ordinance and get ready, once that gets all done, to just, and maybe have you on that committee to work with Ron and updating that. Okay, so your superintendent report, you talked about Park and Rec is fully staffed, all employees, including the temporaries, are working their full and part-time hours, so everything's,
Correct.
your schedules are going fine.
Yeah, and I won't go through all of them, but, just to kind of give you a little, idea of how things are going. Berkeley is the guy that I have basically taken care of all the dragging, the grooming, all that stuff down at, the ball fields.
Mm-hmm.
And on Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays, all he does is leaves the shop, goes down there, he grooms all 7 fields, then has to go back and drag them all with the chain drag. The groomer kind of leaves grooves, and then you run the chain drag over it, and get it
Okay.
smooth and stuff like that. That takes him like 4+ hours for all 7 fields.
Mm-hmm.
So that's.
How many does he work a day? What's his hours?
We can only have them there, I can only have them 20 hours a week since we have all of them. So he works 4 hours a day.
Okay,
And then Doug, when he has to groom and, drag, that's all he does. He can't empty trashes, because he'd be there way too long.
when does he groom and, when
But so
Berkeley's not there, is that?
when he's doing that, on those days, Monday, Wednesdays, or Fridays, I have to pull one of the other guys off so he can go empty trash and clean the bathrooms. Which is either Doug or Cole. And then once they're done, Cole and Doug, one goes to the complex, one of them goes to the park and does the trash in the bathrooms. Then they both, Doug and Cole, and sometimes Devin, will go down there and mow the whole complex. Then on, Doug and Cole, then Devin mows the playing fields at the soccer fields also, because we gotta mow them 3 times a week. And then once he's done mowing them, he goes over and helps the guys at the complex. Tuesdays, it's basically the same thing, except that, Berkeley just has to drag. He doesn't have to do the grooming also. So he takes care of the trash in the bathrooms and that kind of stuff. And that takes him all day.
Mm-hmm.
I'll hit all his 4 hours.
Mm-hmm.
On Tuesdays, that's when we mow the soccer complex. Wednesdays, basically this, Berkeley does the same as Mondays. He
Mm-hmm.
does the 4 hours. So it's just like a steady. Monday, we do the complex. Tuesday, we do the soccer fields. Wednesday, we have to go back, remow all the soccer, just the playing fields of the soccer fields. And then, Wednesday is, Troutman Lot, city fields, all playing fields again. It's just a constant rotation of us mowing basically right at this point. Once the baseball season starts to slow down or the grass starts to slow down, one of the two, then we'll have some more time to get some other things done.
You gotta figure out a way to get some other things done though.
Well,
We
what
got
what we've got completed so far was
Okay.
we've mulched under all the bleachers
Okay.
at the ball fields. We've done some mulching at the park. We sprayed the complex, we aerated the complex, we painted the bathrooms, we put grass seed on all the bare spots. We removed the swings. We got the brush taken out of Highland Park. What we still have to do, what I have on my to-do projects is install the pump.
Yep.
Install the lights that we had all of our, that we still have setting out back.
Mm-hmm.
Solar lights.
The solar lights, yeah. Paint all the shelters. I still have to spray. I have to reseed the whole entire complex. But we need to aerate before we seed it.
We need it to rain.
The trails, the cross-country trails are fine, but the more wooded trails, I've got some down trees that I have to get to.
Have you gotten those trees trimmed down at the ball fields yet? Somebody said they didn't look like they've been trimmed yet, the low down by those field 1 and 1A. Did you get those trimmed yet?
No, I actually forgot about that.
Forgot those, okay. Add that to the list.
Yeah.
So is there something that Devin and you could do some weekend stuff together? I know.
Well,
Or some overtime?
John does a lot of that kind of stuff on the weekends. He drags all the fields on Saturdays and Sundays, but he usually has time because he doesn't have to groom them.
Mhm.
So afterward, plus he has to leave early on Sunday, so he works a lot of hours on Fridays and Saturdays. So, yeah, we can do a lot of this stuff, but there's a bunch of this stuff where you're gonna need multiple people to do.
So the pump, how long, and that's gonna take a whole day to do that?
No, but it'll take like probably three people at least to
Three
get the
people to
pump
do
in, and it takes 2.5 hours, maybe,
Okay.
by the time we hook up
Do you
all
have
the
a
electric.
kind of a timeline scheduled for that? Cause I know a couple
I'm
people are
hoping to
asking.
get it in within a week.
Within the week?
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh,
What about the solar lights? When your plan on that?
well, I talked to Randy about that, because I was gonna try to get them done before I put the pump in. He said he'd rather have the lake pump in before I put the
Yeah,
lights in.
Because we got the 4th of July coming up, so that'd be not, we need to have those done.
Memorial Day weekend.
And well,
You'll have a
Memorial
lot of
Day
people
weekend
at the
too. Yeah,
park for
At the end of May.
end of May.
next weekend.
How long will that project take?
The solar lights, I need 3 people at least, and it'll take, if it goes as well as it did last time, 4 hours.
Okay, so we just need to set a time
Yeah.
to get that
If
scheduled before Memorial
there's
Day, try to
problems,
do
it
both
could
of
take
these.
more than
Yeah,
that.
okay. But we don't have that many days left before Memorial Day.
Those had to have concrete poured and everything, right? When you
If
put those up?
that's already done,
That part's done, okay,
we just waited until that all got set up and cured, so
gotcha.
everything should be good to go, hopefully.
Cool. And then parking stripes, what was,
That, we got the paint for, and it was donated to us.
good,
That's nice. And John and Devin said that they did a lot of hand painting of the stripes up at the Glenwood Resource Center. So they were gonna try that, and I told them maybe we could borrow Jamie's machine.
Oh,
He said
absolutely.
it's,
If-
either one would work.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay. Let's see what else. So then Teresa had sent you an email, I know some pictures and stuff, are those things that you think you can get done before
Yeah, that
Memorial
was
Day?
on my.
Oh,
to-do
and that's
list.
on those
Yep.
lists, I didn't look at all
And
that.
the only thing that I'm probably not gonna do, Teresa, is the paint that, the signing that's got all, or the, supposed to have all of our signs on it. If I paint that black, it fades really bad, and it's almost like a yearly thing to do, so if we're gonna paint it, I wouldn't want to paint it black.
Oh, I don't know what you
So,
painted. Any color.
Just
Or
paint it.
stain, or stain.
Any color,
Either-
white?
Stain them.
Well, like we have that red, like redwood stain on all the,
Shelters?
and stuff, so that's probably what would end up.
Do you have a big supply of that red paint?
I know, I'll
You have to
get it.
order it. Is there another one that would work better? another color? that you-
I'd like to have a match.
Yeah, I know, but I mean, have them all the same.
Oh, no.
Yeah, okay.
I've got a quarter of
Oh, you're-
chocolate
sure.
left
Have a chair.
in my garage.
He's about done. Okay. Council, do you have any questions for Ron?
I will say that we've had very good feedback from all but one person for the baseball fields this year, but the one person is usually, like that.
Okay.
We've had coaches tell us how much better the fields have looked this year and better playing on and stuff like that.
They really
Also, I called and left a message about the ag line.
Oh,
Again, he's supposed to get back to me.
okay.
They had a delay on getting to that quarry,
Mhm.
so I'm just waiting, just waiting game, so.
I've been down there a couple times at ball games and they are really nice. And we've had people in from Bellevue, like out west, and they commented on how nice the fields were. So yeah, they do look nice.
The city administrator of Denison said they were really nice.
Good, thank you. Okay, anything else? Questions? Anything
We
for
know
you,
where to
Ron?
find you if we have a question.
They know where you
Nothing's
live.
coming to mind like right this second.
Okay,
Now, since I don't have anything on the actual agenda, do you want me to stay?
you don't have to stay. No, the committee report will be from.
All right.
Keep up the hard work.
Thanks, Ron.
Thank you.
Thank
Have a good one, guys.
Yeah.
You
It's gonna be busy.
What you do in 2 weeks?
Yeah, okay, we have about 8 minutes.
America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Can I clerk take roll call, please?
McEwen?
Here.
Kate?
Here.
Reiner?
Here.
Duran? Here. Lyons?
Here.
A motion to approve the consent agenda as printed.
So moved, Kate's.
Second,
Reiner.
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Duran?
Yes.
Kate?
Yes.
McEwen?
Yes.
Lyons?
Yes.
Reiner?
Yes.
Okay, time for visitors that are not on the agenda. It's your moment to speak if you have anything to say. Okay. And I'm going to skip the committee report and go down to Aaron Astrop and Joe Edwards from the Glenwood Golf Course. Please come forward, gentlemen.
I gave Angie the
Yep,
sheets of
they
paper
all
with
have
the
them.
blue outline you can see. Some of you aren't familiar with the golf course, where it's like hole number 7 runs right up along the road, all the way up. And we have a patch of ground behind our farthest tee boxes, down in the corner, right when you come past Fairview Drive. And we're wanting to put in a grain bin gazebo as a memorial to a lost golf course member. And in looking at, and we've been taking care of all this land for as long as I can remember, but if we put the gazebo where we'd like to, which is gonna be more in the shade and everything, we might be over the line by a couple feet. I don't wanna go to the expense of having it surveyed unless I know you guys would be on board after a survey to deed over what little bit, 3, 4, 5 feet, you know. Just, I would think that's what we're here to ask. It's just, if we get it surveyed, you know, would you guys be willing to give that little piece? I mean, it's, like I said, it could only be like 3 or 4 foot wide.
And you guys are currently mowing it and taking care
Yeah,
of
we've
it.
been taking care of it for years. And it's a big open area behind our back tee box. And if we put the gazebo where I want, it's gonna be nice and shaded in the trees, back in the corner a little bit. When we have tournaments or league nights, that hole always gets backed up. Be nice to have a gazebo down there with little fans going and everything. And the golf course wants to sell beer out of it. So that would be the farthest point from the course. So that's why we're here, is just to get the approval to move on.
Do you see any issue with it, Jamie? Because you maintain that little strip of the, before it, but not.
Ron does.
Oh, Ron does that. That's not
That
you.
would be part of that, originally out there.
Yeah.
It's like just-
Yeah, it's, see, here's
That's
what you guys do.
Yeah, it kind of goes where, with that piece where the skate park is.
Yeah, kind of towards the other end of it, beyond the trees.
Yeah.
So if council's okay with it, then we would have Matt look up. He would have to do the legal paperwork for us to deed it over to them, and I don't know. There may be a public hearing or something of that, and I'm not sure of the process, but Matt Woods would help us with that.
So Aaron, you would want the property, all the property on the golf course side of the creek, right?
Yep, right where they have that little drainage ditch that comes down.
Yeah.
We would, in just north of that.
Okay. So the city wouldn't have to go do any more mowing or anything over
Which we're
there?
not anyway, it didn't sound like.
Well, yeah,
Yeah,
Right.
I mean, we've always mowed it back in there.
yeah,
I mean, it really doesn't make much sense to have you guys come up and around and then just do
right.
maybe a
Right.
10-foot strip, 10, 20-foot strip. So we've always just mowed it back in there since.
So once the survey's done, you'd bring that to us and show us exactly how many
Yes.
feet it's
Yeah.
affecting. So that, then we would take it to Matt and have him do the legal part of it, if you're okay with getting rid of that for them.
So do we need to like vote on it tonight or?
We
is
can
this
do an
just
action
a-
item to give them permission, that you would be willing to deed that over to them, working with Matt Woods, however you want to do the.
After the completion of the
After the
survey?
completion of the survey. Yeah, and then we can let Matt know what's going on tomorrow, so he can give us a direction if there's gonna be a public hearing or not, so we can kind of gauge.
Okay.
And then you can let us know how soon you'd be doing a public hearing, or doing the survey.
Okay.
Any questions for him? Any concerns, or,
I don't think so.
yeah, okay. All right, then at this time, I'm gonna ask someone to give a motion that the city is willing to grant them the deed once the survey is done and presented to us.
So moved. Kate's.
Second,
Lines?
any further discussion? Okay, roll call, please.
Kate,
Yes.
Reiner,
Yes.
Duran,
Yes.
Lyons,
Yes.
McEwen.
All right, let's go, guys, just keep us
Okay.
posted.
All right, we'll be back.
Yeah,
All
thank
right.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming in.
Thank you for
Okay.
mowing that property all these years.
Yes, and thanks for mowing it for us. So our next thing on the agenda is the Community Development Block Grant projects. Motion to approve change order 46 to extend the construction contract to September 1st. We're doing one of these at a time, Mitch?
Yes.
Okay, so then Mitch, go ahead and,
So I'll ask for a motion to approve.
Do we have to leave it as September 1st as written?
You guys can do what you want. That's what's September dates are what were recommended by IEDA. And so that's what I would recommend.
This is for the change. Yeah.
You guys can vote on it however you want. I recommend doing what IEDA recommended.
And that lady we spoke with last time, she asked all the questions about
yes.
multiple dates and all the other
And they
stuff.
said no, they couldn't do multiple dates.
I couldn't do multiple days. They said if a property owner did need to make a request to do an individual project, that they could send the information to Sarah Plowman and she would
Yes, so
take
if
it to the superiors.
you need a specific request for the work per the address, the reason the work can't be done, can't wait until the project is closed, and then Sarah would take that direct request from you, Julie, to the supervisors within the IEDA or consult with HUD. But she said it might take some time to hear back on that, and we may be close to closing by that time anyway, but even if approved, they'd still have to follow proper procurement procedures like the Davis-Bacon wages and stuff. I didn't know if you were aware of that.
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah, we'd have to pay my husband Bacon Davis wages
okay,
and settle that stuff.
okay.
It's-
So they did say that if you wanted to send a special request up in writing to them, so,
I'll get some requests.
okay.
They'll hear from me, don't worry.
Okay, very good.
And like they said last time, they plan to be done before September.
pretty close to-
So,
Everything else, real close to being done, other than those windows, is gonna get done quickly, hopefully they'll.
For the side of Walnut.
Yeah.
But did we hear back on the other open item on the other side of
We have a
that?
lot of open items at ours,
Mhm.
so, and there's some things in dispute, so if anybody ever wants to go see, I'll show them.
so just another reason for it to be a longer date.
I'll make the motion to approve change order 46, the
Okay,
date of
second,
September 1st.
and second,
Kate's.
any further discussion? Roll call?
Lyons,
Yes.
Duran,
No?
Reiner,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
McEwen.
No.
Okay, it passes. Okay, then a motion to approve a letter to IEDA for the extension of the project to the September 30th date.
So moved, line.
Okay, second,
The first one's September 1st. Why is this one the 30th?
first one's
the first one's a change order, and now this is the
Okay,
contract, yeah,
okay.
yeah,
Kate's second.
okay. Any further discussion?
I would like to change the date to an earlier date, like maybe the end of July.
Like July 30th, and then maybe with we may have to do then another change order. She did say we could do that, didn't she?
I have the same, I don't have an issue with an extension, I just don't wanna, I don't think we should go till September.
Well, that, and of course, that's gonna depend on when those windows come in, but we may be doing it again, but if you wanna change the date, it's some, but the motion's been made.
No, I
And
understand.
second, so. Can we do something, do we,
I was just gonna say that September 30th date, that letter includes, that's the submission of all of their paperwork. So it's not like the windows and everything done in June,
it's
all the
everything,
punch list done July. They
Yeah.
need time to get all of the paperwork and documents in order and get it submitted and then closed out by that date. So that's why that includes.
so we have a
their
motion
date.
and a second for the September 30th date. Let's do roll call and see where that lands.
Reiner,
Yes.
Duran,
No,
Lyons,
Yes.
McEwen,
No,
Kate,
Yes.
Okay, so it'll pass. And we'll do our very best to get it done as early as we can.
yeah, I mean, the fact that they have paperwork to do is fine, but the project needs to get done. If they get it done by the end of June, they should have all the time in the world to get that paperwork in and be done far before
And they're saying that it
September
should be,
30th, so.
absolutely, and they're committed to doing that. It's
And they
just a
said
matter
that
of
they,
those,
they said that they
everything
would.
done.
That date was recommended by Sarah Plowman at IEDA. It was not requested by the contractor.
Which I understand that, but I think she gave that date giving an extra amount of time so that they aren't having to ask for an extra extension, which is fine. But this whole project, for the most part, it's been going fine with the few exceptions, but I just would love to see it come to a close quickly
So
so
would
that
I.
people can,
I think the people working
Get
on
on
the
with it.
project want to see it come to a close.
We'll do our best to keep on them. We'll have Al keep on them too, because he's gonna be helping me keep on them. Right, Al? Okay,
So other than this windows, what else is out there?
The punch list.
there's the punch.
And how big is the punch list?
They're compiling the punch list.
They're working on that, they're supposed to, I think we're gonna have a meeting end of June, Al, I just got an updated date today, that, like the 20th.
if the work is all done and all they're waiting for
What's
is the
that?
windows, why are we waiting until the end of June for a punch list?
No, he's compiling the list for the punch list now.
They're working on that, but some other meeting is coming up in, or May's 20, it's
And
May?
Yeah, in the
Is it
middle of
May?
May. yeah.
May 23rd, I said
The
June
regular
23rd.
No, you're good.
I'm
I
sorry,
was like,
May
end of
23rd, May
you're
23rd,
good.
we're gonna meet, I can meet anyway.
Sunday.
Well, okay, in May,
In
end of
May,
May, we're
end
gonna
of
have a
May.
meeting, I'll have to look at the date, sorry guys, I'll keep you posted. So motion to approve pay application 12 to Cornerstone in the amount of $44,028.94.
So moved, McEwen?
In a second,
Duran?
any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Lyons,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Duran,
Yes.
Reiner.
Yes.
Yes.
Thank you.
I do have a question. There was someone else that had not chosen their windows, which if
That was
Open item.
Amber.
so if it's just not
But
done
hers
by the
is-
time we close out, it's just not
Hers
done.
isn't special order,
Right.
though. It was just her deciding and Jacob's working with her on that one.
She got back to them.
I don't know,
No.
we haven't heard. I don't
Well-
know if she has yet or not,
No,
but that,
yeah.
hers wasn't a special order.
So that's part of my concern is like, I don't want to wait for that. I don't want to have everybody else have to wait until September for that.
Right.
Because she's had
Yeah,
all
who-
this time.
Who is in charge of this project that can get on this property owner stating by this date, the windows need to be picked? Because we don't need somebody else dragging their feet.
The city administrator and the mayor are project managers for the city for the project. So I feel like we have the authority to tell her, like, this is gonna be a hard
We
stop.
should set a deadline then, yeah. She's just waiting to pick something.
Yeah, because
Because
that
once she
was,
picks it, they have to be installed, right? Like
Yeah.
there's
yeah.
so she
I'll
picks them on
follow up
August
with
31st.
Jacob tomorrow. He was reaching out to her, the architect. was,
Yeah, we
so-
just heard back from Jacob at like 3 or 4.
Oh, you did?
We had a meeting.
Okay, I haven't seen, okay.
Does the grant itself require the property owners to respond in a timely manner?
I don't think so.
I don't know.
I don't know. No,
But
I would think it would.
Well, in order to close it up though, we have to set like just a hard deadline for this to be able to, right?
Yeah, I just want to make sure that the
That they have to.
grant application supports that.
directive, so.
We will be looking into this.
And do we know what the process is to close the project early, like sooner than September 30th? Is there paperwork that we have to submit?
They, as soon as it's
If we've
done,
received all of the invoices, then we'll have everything to Switco, and then she'll.
She'll close it out.
she's gonna prioritize, get a priority, get the invoices to us so we can get them to the property owners to finish everything.
Okay.
Yeah, and they've committed to giving that their top priority
Does
once it's
Switco
done.
complete the state grant stuff? Nobody here at City Hall does that?
No.
Okay.
Okay, anything else? Okay, Department of U.S. Army Corps of Engineer, it's a GMU land survey. This is a motion to approve the U.S. Army Corps to the right of entry for a survey and exploration for Exhibit A on that map that's enclosed. This is to grant them a temporary easement, and this is for that sewer project for GMU. I sent it over to Matt Woods and he was fine with it.
That was my only question.
Okay.
If it had been looked at by legal.
Yeah.
Okay. So moved, McEwen?
Second, Reiner?
Any further discussion? Roll call?
Lyons,
Yes.
Duran,
Yes.
Kate's,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Reiner.
Yes.
Okay, special event, Hillside House of Hell. It's for June 27th with live music, which I guess, Eric, could be a little louder than normal. I don't know why. What, have you looked at that?
I have not.
No, not either.
Are there people that actually live on site full time when it's not open?
I believe so.
Okay,
Matt, can you confirm that?
I just wondered.
Yeah, these are, basically their conditional use permit, they can have people living there for security.
Gotcha,
The attorneys agreed on it.
gotcha. Okay. I figured there was something.
And I'll ask Eric, do you have any issues with this? You haven't looked at the special event application yet, Eric?
I have not.
Okay. Has council had a chance to review it? Do you have any questions on it?
They've done events up there with music for him.
Is there anything going on at the amphitheater that night?
June 27th?
It's a Saturday, so it could be.
That there
Says the music will stop at 9:45. The haunted house goes from 6 to 11. There's no fireworks this time, that's fun.
There is fireworks.
There is fireworks?
Oh, I thought it's.
See fireworks, as we've always done.
I
So
thought
it's
it said
requesting
no.
fireworks
you with the
permit
House
is
of
no.
Come on up.
Oh.
We didn't know that you were with them. Please
Sorry.
introduce yourself. Did you sign in also? Before you leave, we'll have Okay, what's your name?
Don't worry. We're not used to it either. I'm here every other week, so don't worry about
We
it.
don't know. Okay, Sean, tell us what you're doing.
So we're doing Friday Night Fireworks again. I believe this is it's the fourth, if not the fifth year that we've done it. There's been some different changes in how the city has requested us, like going about, like what to fill out for music and whatnot, because the event itself is the haunted house is open, which that's what we're able to do. We always have approval to do that whenever throughout the year. The main question was fireworks and music. And since at least the past couple of years, we've come to an understanding that since they're Class C fireworks on the
Right,
permit, I don't click yes, because
Right.
it's not like a company coming in and doing it.
correct.
So that's why there's that. That's
Mhm.
what
That's
what we've
correct.
done.
That is correct.
So I've just been sticking with, portion just because of noise. And we don't always have live bands, so.
Well, on that night, the amphitheater is having, it's the 200, or for the 250th celebration, they have a Bozak and Morrissey. It's there on June 27th at the amphitheater. And I
Who
don't
is
know. The amphitheater's got a concert going on the same night.
Okay, I wasn't sure if I know that.
Yeah,
Know who that artist is.
Bozak and Morrissey.
I've
I
seen a
don't-
couple artists there. I just haven't-
Yeah, I don't know who they are either, but But I don't know with the music, if you're gonna be able to hear, I don't know how that works.
I mean, they're pretty close, I mean, we can hear the amphitheater plain as day, but it's not like it's not like a speaker's right in our ear, it's just you can hear it, kind of like how you can hear the football games on Fridays, but just a little louder. There is that big hill right there, which really dampens out the sound. Now, our stage faces completely away from the amphitheater, so I can't imagine it would be much of a disturbance, but I don't know how.
Is this your first one you're having this year for live
No, this
music?
is like our 5th year in a row, 4th or 5th year that we've done this.
Okay, and you've always filled out one of these with us for the music?
Yeah, as far as I know, I filled everything out the right way that I've been told.
So is there a issue with the noise ordinance then, or is that?
I assume if he's having live music, yes, it'd be a noise ordinance.
Okay,
They're requesting for a live band.
okay,
He's requesting for a exemption from the noise ordinance.
okay. So do we normally have to have them let the neighbors know that what he's doing, or?
Last year
I don't
I did, Chief let me know, that when you guys talked about it last year, one of the things that you guys wanted us to do was send out like a flyer or something to let the neighbors know. So what we did was we gave all the neighbors a pair of free tickets and let them know, like, hey, party up here, if you guys wanna come on up, you know? I mean, most of them watch the show from their lawn chairs is what they tell me,
Okay.
but we have quite a few that have really started to enjoy the tradition
Okay,
and
That's
enjoy
very
the show.
neighborly, that's nice.
What's that?
That's neighborly.
You know, I'm
That's
trying,
nice.
you know, I understand that it's not everybody's cup of tea and, you know, the whole, you know, the parking situation is something that I definitely want to fix and not keep going the way it's going, but that's a conversation for a different day.
Yeah.
But you know, we're trying to just be the best that we possibly can, so.
That's my only concern would be if it is disruptive, got two band or two music events going on at the same time, are they disrupting each other? And I have no idea if you would hear or not.
yeah, I don't know what
Yeah.
time.
My guess is it would just be like when the bands are playing, you can't tell. But like, let's say, is it Davis or Davies? I can't.
Davies
Let's say the Davies Amphitheater band stops playing, and you might be able to, like, I would assume, hear the echo and the,
Yeah.
like, you could clearly tell there's something going on, but my guess is that it wouldn't disrupt each other's, but.
And what time was your music
can't say
cited for?
So our first band would go on at 8:00. And then our second band would go on at 8:45 to 9:00, give or take. And then they lead into the fireworks, which start anywhere from 9:45 to 10, no later than 10 though.
So they'd be done by 10.
The band, yeah. And then the fireworks would start at anywhere from 9:45 to 10. Last year, we waited a little bit closer to 10 just because around that time, the sunset doesn't really happen until about like 8:40, well, about 9:00 to 9:30 is when the sun really starts to go. So been kind of keeping it within that 15-minute window of 9:45 to 10. One thing I did want to mention though is I don't know if I wanted to get with Chief Johansson about either paying for police to do some traffic control or something, just because I posted on my socials as well as my website about stop parking in the dang tunnels and people and they came out and were talking to me about it and whatnot because people kept doing it. So I had to put an announcement on the PA and whatnot. We got them moved, and Chief Gray was texting me as well that some people were leaving trash and parking and whatnot. So I don't know if I either just need to hire a few more on my private security that I hire from to do some traffic control, but I didn't know how traffic worked. If DOT has to like approve third-party people directing traffic, if the police have to do it, but I don't like traffic nightmares any more than any of you do, so I'm just, I wanted to ask about that.
I mean, we could do it however you all want it done. If you want us to have an officer there the whole time they're open to monitor and direct traffic as needed, or if you want.
Are they able to do a third party? Like, is that permissible by?
I don't know why they wouldn't be, as long as they have traffic vests and are fairly knowledgeable in what they're
Yeah.
doing.
I don't know what I don't know, so I wasn't sure, is as soon as it's on city roads, then, you know, because we've had traffic people direct, on that corner lot on Ives. I can't remember who lives there now, but it's one of Dasher's places, right there on the corner, west side corner. So we've used that, and we've had parking people, but never really directing in the road, so, but I'd like to do that preferably, because everybody pulls up to, right where our entrance gates are, where that train track bridge is, you know, thinking that the entrance is there, and they usually have to turn around, or they're just like, oh, there's a bridge or a tunnel right there, I'm just gonna park there, or it looks like I can't park. So,
Works
yeah.
big
And
enough for
then,
one.
I mean, some people were doing it right, parking like completely off of the road, but one of the things with Mills County when they came out was like, I mean, I understand that details matter, but this guy, like, it was like their tire was a millimeter on the road, and it was like, they have to move or I'm towing it, you know what I mean? I just don't want there to be any issues whatsoever, and maybe if having a cop there or some sort of attendant. If I can do it myself, I will, and I'll hire more of the third party, but that was my main question.
We can probably get back to him on that, can't we? Just parking.
Yeah, but what do you want to do as far as do you know, since you've had these bands before, were they the same nights? Do we know if they were on the
I
same
would
nights?
imagine that the amphitheater always has concerts. I would imagine they would have things going on the same night. If this
But
is
we
a
don't know for
repeat
sure.
for the
Might
last
not have
few
paid
years.
attention last time.
Yeah.
Because they
and
usually
no
have
problem.
concerts Friday and Saturday.
Yeah.
Yeah, like I said, this is, I'm pretty sure this is our 5th year doing this specific event. I've never had any
Is it always
issues.
this timeline around the end of June that you do this?
It used to be, around the weekend of the 4th, but, it just didn't really work out with staff and then also crowds that want to spend time with their families more that weekend.
Mm-hmm.
So it was easier for everybody involved if we did it the week before. So last year we did it on the 28th, I'm pretty sure that's what it was, and it worked out phenomenally.
About how many people do you usually draw down for?
Our biggest one, we did about 1,100 total people throughout the entire night. But
Wow.
that's people, that's not like 1,100 people are there all at
Yeah, yeah.
once. It's
Like
just,
Cycling through.
to watch the fireworks, like right there watching the fireworks, we probably have about six, maybe 750, I'd say, people there. And then, we pause the haunted houses from 9 to when the fireworks get done, so there's nobody inside.
Mhm.
So that everybody can watch the fireworks. But then we start the haunts back up, so then the remaining people who haven't already gone through can go through.
I thought you were gonna say like 200 or 300. Wow, I'm surprised. That's a lot.
No, we built the thing. It's, people love it. People, this last event, we had a guy who flew out from Boston because he's heard about it. You know, we
Wow.
have families that come out from Denver. Like, I like to consider myself a humble guy and whatnot, but like, that's crazy
pretty
to
cool.
me. Like,
Yeah.
that, like, you know, like this was, I remember meeting with you guys and back in 2020 about if we could even do something like this. And like now we're starting to get at the level and see the crowds that we've always dreamed of, you know, but we're starting to kind of hit that capacity when it comes to the parking thing. So, yeah. If you haven't guessed, I kind of want to talk about the parking thing in the future sometime.
Yeah. I'm gonna have to go. I have FOMO now. I've got people from Boston that know about you
It's
and
so
I'm
much
right here in
fun.
town. Yeah.
It's seriously, it really is. And I'm not just blowing smoke here. Like, it's a lot of fun. It's not, if you haven't been, it's not the crazy devil worshiping thing that you might have heard that it is. It's really just fun horror entertainment. We will scare the heck out of you, but also we make you laugh. We make you cheer with each other. It's really a total group environment thing. So I'm a little biased, but I can't recommend it enough.
I was trying to look.
I know, I tried to
trying to
find
look at last
25
year's
schedule, but it's already taken
It's
down.
already
They're very
gone.
efficient.
So it's up to council and Eric.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the streets, but there is a section on here if you need barricades or a street closure or, you know, special requests.
I appreciate that. I know we talked about barricades one year, but because there's people that live on the east side of that tunnel, the railroad tunnel, that everyone was kind of against it. But we did talk about that. I'm open to exploring all sorts of different ideas that work. But that one specifically, I don't remember it being an option that would work.
Street closure is complicated because it wouldn't be just our call. If we closed Ives right at the railroad tunnel, you got the county, we won't see the closure until they're coming through the tunnel. And I know everybody drives a speed limit, and that's being very sarcastic. We don't need an accident.
Yeah.
So we would have to coordinate with the county as to. if we
Yeah,
wanna
that
try
probably
to
wouldn't
close
work,
that.
Would in the future there be an option maybe to have a lot that's not next to your spot and have a shuttle or something that
We've
would?
talked about it, so we're opening up the place in PJ, and we've talked about doing a shuttle.
Mhm.
That location is set to open this year, first weekend of October is what we're planning. I mean, we've been building the dang thing for about 3 years now, so we have to, we just gotta open it. And so we're ready, we're excited for it. I don't think the shuttle would happen this year. I've talked to Southwest Iowa in the past, and yeah, at the time, that was just for Hillside. I'm open to it.
But you could do a private shuttle bus, right? Like you could
Yeah.
contract that out and work with the
Yeah.
business owner in town that maybe had a big lot and was willing
Yeah.
to let people park there, and just a suggestion of getting around.
Yeah, no, I'm more than happy
Especially if
to
you're
do it.
continuing to grow, right?
I know it's a very used area and it's beloved and whatnot, but my dream spot would be that soccer field right there. If we came up with a deal to where obviously we would have some sort of responsibility to make sure it's maintained, because yeah, that thing will get torn up like crazy. That just makes the most sense to me. Originally, when we first met 6+ years ago, it was the cross-country fields. And at the time, on Google Maps, to somebody who's not from Glenwood, I didn't know that the grade was like this, you know?
It was on a hill.
I thought it was just flat, so I'm not sure if, I'm open to really anything. I've got like 4 different parking ideas that I wrote down and presented to the planning back in the day that I could pull from if we ever want to collaborate again.
But for this event, it sounds like it's either your crew or he gets a crew. So what's your preference?
Either way is fine, as long as I have the support, much more notice, so I should be able to get.
Rock, paper, scissors?
Well, you guys could talk and you could bring it, what you.
I mean, ultimately, because I don't know what private crew would cost you then.
Yeah, you'd be either paying us or paying the private.
Yeah.
And stuff, so it probably costs more.
That's what I would.
From my understanding, last time we did it, it was 65 an hour, or is it 75 an hour for, I can't remember, but I know we did it in the past before.
Yeah, Eric would have to come up with some
We can-
numbers. They've all gotten raises since then.
All right. Yeah, I know things are.
Start over.
We just renegotiated their contract.
Yeah, they might be getting more now.
Okay.
But you and Eric can talk about that and he can bring that back to council before June 27th.
Yeah, thankfully we have enough time. I think I messaged him like the week of, which was
Yeah.
stupid.
A little too late.
Yeah.
I
Live and learn.
I had to try, Worst thing I can say right now.
I think I have your email, I'll reach out to you.
I appreciate it.
Okay, so I'm gonna ask for a motion to approve the special event application for June 27th with live music from 8 to about 9:45,
Yeah, that's when the bands will be.
whatever you
We have
want.
wrestling before that and they have a PA, but it's not nearly as
Okay.
loud as a band.
You have wrestling?
Yeah.
I need to, I have to do this. This is getting more and more intriguing as we go.
From American Pro Wrestling, they're based out of Omaha.
For free tea, you can direct traffic and go see the wrestling. There you go,
Yeah.
done. I just hired you
There you
somebody.
go. So moved, Duran.
Second,
Mine.
There you go.
any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Duran,
Yes?
Reiner,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Kate,
Yes.
Lyons.
Yes.
There you go.
Okay,
All right. Do you need anything else from me?
I don't think so.
Thanks for bringing the fun.
Eric will be in
I
touch.
appreciate it. I hope everybody can come check it out sometime. It really, even if it's not your cup of tea, it's a lot of fun.
I don't like getting scared, sorry. I'm too old.
What do you get? You
We have a
music,
kids
you have
trick-or-treating
wrestlers, you
event if
have.
you want to try that.
Kids trick or treating, that's our style.
Yeah.
City council meetings is scary enough.
All right, thank you.
Okay, it is 7:30.
You need to turn it down a little bit. You're not allowed to talk for the rest of the meeting.
Okay, it's 7:35 PM. I am going to call the public hearing to order for the budget amendment for the second budget hearing.
All right, just kidding. Take it away, Mitch.
Go ahead. Clerk can confirm there was a notice of the public hearing published on May 6th.
Yes.
Thank you. And a report of any written objections filed at City Hall?
No.
None received. And at this time, I'll call for any objection statements, exhibits for council consideration. From out there, within, above, beyond. Okay, open for public comment. Crickets, crickets, crickets. At 7:36, I am going to close the public hearing and ask for a motion to adopt resolution 3761, the budget amendment number 2.
I'll make that motion, Reiner.
In a second.
McEwen?
Any questions, comments, further discussion? Roll call, please.
Duran,
Yes?
Reiner,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Kate's,
Yes.
Lyons.
Yes.
Okay, we'll hop back to committee report. I'm gonna let Mike talk about the park and rec.
Went over user agreements for the season, next season. Talked about increasing rates from $7.50 to $10 unless there's group season is already in session, then there'll be the next one. With exceptions of groups that's like the co-ed softball pays a flat fee, pays a flat fee of $300, going up to $350. They've removed the swing set and some bushes in Highway Park in preparation for the construction project going on this summer. They're looking into changing the ordinance, park ordinance, and closing the parks at 11/10, and also need to update the ordinance mentioning all parks, whereas now it only mentions the lake park. And they're working on hopefully getting the lake pump installed and the new solar lights up by Memorial Day.
Okay. And all the other little projects that he mentioned. All the
Yeah.
other duties as assigned. Thank you. Okay, departmental reports. Autumn's not here, but there's a motion to approve a new hire, Valerie Jordan at 1743 for full-time youth service librarian, start date pending background check clearance. Motion, please.
So moved. Kate's?
Second,
Duran?
any discussion? Roll call, please.
Kate's,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Reiner,
Yes.
Lyons,
Yes.
Duran.
Yes.
Okay, and then she noted that Jamie Poole submitted a resignation letter with the last day of May 15th. So an ad posted to hire a replacement, and it's a part-time person, so that's just information. Cemetery, nothing here. Ron was already here. We've done that one. Jamie, you're up.
I'm looking for a motion to approve promotion for Ethan Fisher for his 1-year anniversary from street crewman 1 to street crewman 2 at a pay rate of $25.17 an hour for a union contract.
Okay, motion, please.
And
Is there a motion?
What's the effective date of that?
that's is not on here.
It'll be effective next payroll date or?
Just the night.
Effective May 19th.
There you go. Okay, motion,
So moved, Duran?
Teresa had it.
second.
Kate's?
Any further discussion? Roll call, please.
McEwen,
Yes.
Kate's,
Yes.
Duran,
Yes.
Lyons,
Yes.
Reiner.
Yes.
Okay, anything else, Jamie?
Stoplight, Sharp and Locust. have a technician coming Thursday morning to look at them. I was on the phone with him all afternoon up there trying,
We saw it.
him telling me, try this, try that. And we couldn't get him to work,
Mhm.
so he's got time, he's gonna come over Thursday morning.
Okay.
You don't wanna leave the stop sign? People like the flow of traffic.
Oh, I'd love to leave that stop sign.
We'll come after summer.
Yeah, take your time.
Take your time. If you can't make it Thursday, we'll make it next Thursday.
Um,
Did you get a hold of Cat? I hear you have a problem with a
Yes,
piece
he
of
was down
machinery.
this morning, ordered parts. So that'll be taken care of.
Okay, very good.
Put new mulch on all the nodes around the square there last week. So, that's all I got.
Okay.
I have a question for you. So when we finished up the street project on Locust, and maybe Donnie, you remember this, there were some sections that had been seeded, but it was like almost winter or something, and they were talking about how when it got to be spring, this spring, that they would come back out and make sure that the ground was settling appropriately, and maybe it was Western Iowa, the
Fiber.
fiber, maybe that's what it was. There were some spots and some yards that we had a list of that they were gonna go back and look and reseed if needed. Maybe I'm like,
No, I remember talking about
I
that.
know there were some spots, Jake said, that were gonna need seeded.
I know the
Yeah.
spot, there was a still a hole with a post and the orange webbing around it.
is that what they did? Is that,
No, it's still there.
it's still there?
So we need to reach out
On
to Jacob.
Locust or,
No, it's on
Is it,
West Florence curving up the hill.
oh, where they
Where-
did the,
Turns into East Florence and curves down, then it curves towards Walnut. On that last curve, there's a,
fiber optic box
That'd
with
be
nothing?
Western Iowa Networks.
So do we still
Yeah.
have somebody, like, is that still a contact that we can make to have them come back out and do those?
yeah.
Okay,
I can't remember the guy's name. I'll have to look through my phone, but they're still like walking up through our neighborhood. When they bore that through, say they're pulling a 2-inch conduit, they bore a 4-inch hole.
yeah.
So you're gonna get sinkholes for quite a while.
Mhm.
I
And
just
I
know
usually
there
just call them up and say, hey, bro, this corner and that corner, it's dirt. And within a few days, they're filled in,
Okay.
so.
I just know that when you drive on, and I'm terrible with streets, but that side of town, on the west side of town, like over in the neighborhood with Hiley Park, there was a couple of yards over there that were still like bare dirt and the boxes there. That's what made me think about
Okay.
needing the seating, and
Okay,
so
So
I just wondered.
So all that would be
Western Iowa, okay, so maybe it wasn't the roads project. Look on the list.
Do you have a contact at Western Iowa, or Donnie gonna look for his number? Do you have anybody, Jamie, that you could
I have
call?
one from the main contractor, but the last few times I tried to contact him.
No luck.
I wanna
got
say
no
this,
response.
this kid I've talked to, I wanna say his name's Jake, but I'll have to go back and see if I can find it.
Okay, if you do, you could get it to us and then Jamie can
Yeah.
call it for you.
MVP. Was that the ones that have the red trucks that were doing the main?
I think it was. Yeah,
I'm trying to remember.
I'll have to, cause he was really responsible about it. He would get back with you and talk with you, and like I said, within a couple, 2 or 3 days, holes were filled. So, and he told me, don't call there, just let me know.
Mm.
So,
If you wanna know the company number, I have that. I've called them before and got them out to my yard. And they had
Western
Jake,
Iowa or the?
yeah, Western
MVP?
Iowa Networks.
Okay.
So if you want it, I have it.
Okay,
Awesome.
all right.
Thank you for that.
You have
Anything else? Oh, you wanna give it to him then? You're writing it down, go ahead and give it to him.
Oh, I gotta get back to it, sorry. I got a new phone, sorry. Okay, 888-508-2946.
Okay.
Or I got a 712-775-2946 if that one doesn't work.
775 what? 2946?
Right.
Okay.
So if anybody sees other addresses, give them to Jamie and,
Okay.
okay. All right.
Thanks,
Was that it, Jamie? You
Yeah.
done? Okay, thank you. Eric?
Well, I don't really have a report tonight. Everything's just kind of status quo as far as the
Yay.
normal ins and outs.
Good.
The only thing I'd request is if I can get some assistance or maybe a committee or something for the skateboard ordinance for some guidance.
Skateboard and
See what you want
scooter,
changed. Skateboard, scooter,
and the scooter. So,
I fall under one of the side.
and it probably would fall under public safety, parks and recs, maybe? Get one of each of you. So public safety, there's Christina, Natalie, or Donnie. Any of you want to volunteer to get on that?
Sure, yeah.
Oh, well, there's your two. You don't have to go to park and recs. Unless Donnie or,
Someone has a dying desire to.
okay. so
Do you want
got-
Christina and I to get together and work on it first and just send you, or do you want to get together, all three of us?
I can send you what I have and
Okay.
you can feel free to mark it up and
We'd love to get chips and queso and work on city ordinances.
There you go.
There you go.
Perfect.
So that didn't take much. Appreciate that.
that
Thought
works.
we're gonna be begging her, gonna have to do the dart thing. Thanks, ladies. Okay, so
You take the
Christina
easy one, so the hard one that comes up next.
and
like, not it.
Natalie are on. All right. Anything else, Eric?
Nothing else to.
Okay, thank you. Yeah, great. You're next. Welcome back.
Since last council meeting, the fire department's answered 49 calls. Also, the fire department will be doing, ISO will be here in early June to do our updated, basically ISO rating. So we're busy going through the trucks, updating equipment and stuff for that, and training logs and stuff. Basically, for you guys that aren't familiar with ISO, every fire department in the nation is rated 1 to 10, 10 being the worst, 1 being the best. Right now, we're a 4. And I'm hoping once we go through some of the updates that we've made in the last several years, that we get to a 2 or 3. So we will be busy doing that as well. Also, we'll be starting the interviews for the July 1 position here in the next 3 days. Today I went to Cherokee, Iowa for an IMWCA class. They have a new class that they're gonna be pushing out. Basically, it's supervisor or department head training. Has to deal with employment, basically supervision and stuff like that. It might not be too bad an idea that maybe we try to see if we can host one down here. It's free, they pay for it.
Great idea.
Also, last week was the EMS Essential meeting. Just kind of give you a brief update of what's going on with that. Starting in June, we will start going around to all the cities. I believe we're going to start in Tabor and move all the way around. Glenwood, I think, will be here twice for it, to do town hall type meetings explaining why EMS is essential, why we need the basically the tax to pass. The way that it's been proposed that the tax be split up among the agencies would be by population, call volume, and tax valuation. So that's the way it has been proposed for the funding once the tax went in place, to be split up amongst the agencies within Mills County. Also, the fire department was awarded a $5,000 grant from Schildberg for a UTV skid unit for EMS. And I currently still have 2 more grants that are out there. And also, I'm not sure if you guys are familiar with Project Austin. Project Austin is basically ran through Children's Hospital. It's kids that are like they have serious medical conditions. They can be hooked up to ventilators, there's a bunch of stuff, specialized medical equipment they need. Back when I first got into doing this back in 95 and early 2000, when we first started getting Project Awesome, we had maybe one, maybe two. Now we're seeing upwards of 20 plus throughout Glenwood and Mills County. The numbers are growing. These children have very severe medical complex needs and stuff like that. So you'll see us be tiering with Children's Hospital, either at Love's or the Playhouse, whichever where they want to meet us at. If they're not available, then we have to go all the way to Children's. We have cards that we carry inside the ambulances. They're basically QR cards that we scan, and it gives us all their up-to-date information. A lot of times their parents are so well trained that they kind of help out in the back because they're the ones caring for them. They may have a nurse on site. So that's just one of the things that, we do, just so you guys are aware of that project. That, like I said, we've got probably close to 20 or more that are just inside
That's a lot.
Glenwood and outside a little bit surrounding Silver City, starting to get a few out towards the northern edge of Mills County, and Malvern is starting getting a couple inside their cities too.
Yeah.
So, like I said, it's a lot of those kids have some pretty serious medical conditions. So, and up there, the lady that runs Project Awesome for children, she came down to class, was telling us how they're moving even further out in the basically the Sand Hills, Nebraska, where there's really no EMS. These kids are moving to, so they're seeing them all branching out throughout the area. So, so that's just one of the
Sounds
other
like a
things
good
that
thing.
we've been seeing an uptick in. And then also, I went to Christina's housing convention thing and spoke there, but other than that, that's pretty much it.
Okay. Very good. Thank you. Mitch? Your last one.
Yeah, that's my last round. Okay, I had last week meeting at for the Arbor Hills CDBG grant, and they wanted me to mention in a meeting to you all that coming up, we're going to need to do an RFP to procure an archaeologist. We're probably going to need to do an RFP to procure an archaeologist. We haven't heard back from the state historical preservation office yet, telling us to do that. But SWPCO will help us draft the RFP and put it out. And but then we'll be getting those proposals back to review to hire an archaeologist to complete the archaeological review for the area that was missed up in the Arbor Hills area, which is the area where they extended the water and the sewer line. So that will be coming up probably. We have not received official word yet from the state.
Right, okay.
Want to give you an update on that. And then I need a motion to approve wage resolution 3760 for the new librarian, Valerie Jordan, at $17.43 an hour, and street crewman 2, Ethan Fisher, at $25.17 an hour.
So moved, Duran.
Second,
Cakes.
any further discussion?
When is that one effective? Sorry, there wasn't an
Oh,
effective date
you're
in the
right.
motion either.
Yeah, we need to.
For
add those
Valerie
three
Jordan.
steps.
Valerie Jordan is effective immediately after
5/12.
her, yeah, it's
Oh,
basically
today.
effective today.
Yeah, she's.
And the other one was
5/19.
5/19.
Thank you.
Roll call, please.
Duran,
Yes.
Kate's,
Yes.
Reiner,
Yes.
McEwen,
Yes.
Lyons.
Yes.
And then one project that I've been working on but won't be able to complete, but Al will be taking and moving the ball farther down the field, is we've been working with a collections agency recommended to us by another city about our size who does EMS billing, and by our EMS billing company, to get set up on a collections agency to recoup some of our EMS billing payments that people haven't paid to the city. We've had in 2024, we have 75,000 uncollected, 2025, 90,000 uncollected. I believe, so if those trends continue, I believe, based on off the information from the collections agency on their historical collections from some of their cities in Iowa, that it would increase the city's revenue by about 40,000 a year. Once you get multiple years built in where you're submitting to collections. And how it works is the city will need to pass a fee resolution, adding the late fee in there. And then the collections company will help us get set up with the Iowa set-off program, which then will, when people who get submitted to the Iowa set-off program, if they have unpaid bills to cities or other local governments, they'll have their Iowa tax returns withheld or their Iowa gambling winnings withheld and remitted to the city. But they try to work with, they send out letters to them and try to work with them to set up payment plans. And they usually get, in our phone call, I think he said between a third and 2/3 they end up getting on payment plans to help to pay back their debts. So trying to get that set up, that's what, so most cities that operate utilities already would have a collections agency set up that they would submit their EMS billing to. So we don't operate the water and the sewer utility, so we are behind on having a collections agency set up. So that's one project that's being worked on, and if there's any questions on that, I can answer. We just started working with them. And then as far as, this is my last meeting, so I just wanted to say thank you. It's been fun and also challenging. And I've learned a lot. And I'm thankful to have worked with everyone in this room. I've enjoyed working with everyone at the city, and wish you all the best.
Well, we wish you the very best. Thank you for everything you've done for us. You brought us a long way.
Absolutely.
Well, I've learned a lot from you all. I'll say that.
Well, it's a win-win. We're gonna miss you.
However you got the lessons, right? You're taking them with
Yeah, I
you.
got a lot of lessons.
Yeah, well, we wish you nothing but the best, Mitch.
Absolutely.
Thank you so much.
Thank you.
And at that, we will go with a motion to go into closed session according to Iowa Code Chapter 21.51I to evaluate the professional competency of an individual whose appointment, hiring, performance, and discharge is being considered, et cetera, et cetera. Motion, please.
Duran?
Second.
McEwen?
Thank you. And roll call, please.
Lines,
Yes.
Reiner,
Yes.
McEwen?
Say my name.
McEwen?
Yes.
Sorry.
Sorry.
Yes.
Duran?
Yes. Natalie's
It's like
distracting
herding
me.
cats over here.
So at 7:59 PM, we are going into closed session.
Oh my God.
Thank you, Al. We'll talk
I
soon.
thought, okay, where are you going? You're not allowed to leave.